everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup video. As you can tell by the title, that is why you clicked on this video. I'm back in my bedroom filming instead of like my office kind of room. There's a lot of noise going on. Outside the back of our house at the moment, we've got builders kind of building new houses and they're being super noisy. So I do apologise if you can hear banging, drilling, diggers, building noises. But today's video is going to be a makeup video. My current everyday makeup routine, so this is like all the makeup that I've been using a lot recently. I'm just going to talk you through what bits I've been using, how I use them, and what kind of look I've been going for recently, and I really hope you enjoy the video. So now I've got my hair out of the way, I'm going to get started, and the first product I'm using, you can probably all guess, it's the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I love using this. It's quick, it's simple, it's really easy to use, and it does the job. So I basically just spray a little bit of that onto my skin and let it soak in. It's also a really lovely step to do during the summer because obviously it refreshes your face. It just feels really nice and cooling on the skin, and it wakes me up a little bit as well, so I've used that one. So I'm now going to get started on foundation, and the foundation combination I've been using recently is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I've got this in the shade Light 2 Mont Blanc, which is the second lightest shade, and I've realised that I actually probably need this in the lightest shade because I have to mix it with this. This is the MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation in the shade White, and what I do is I give the foundation a little bit of a shake because it does separate. I then pump a little bit out onto the back of my hand, just like 2 pumps roughly, give this white foundation a little bit of a shake, and then I basically just drop a little bit into the middle of it. I just mix them on the back of my hand until it's made a bit of a lighter shade. I then apply it in little kind of blobs on my face. So the brush I've been using for foundation recently is the Zoeva Silk Finish brush. I've been using this for a really long time, and I basically just work it into my skin, blending it in little circular motions. It doesn't matter if it's not blended perfectly because I go over with my beauty blender afterwards anyway to make sure there's no brush streaks. So when that's roughly blended, I then take my beauty blender and I use a little bit of the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Fixing Mist and I give that a shake. And I spray a bit of that onto my beauty blender just to dampen it, and then I just go over all of my face and dab it in. Foundation done, I'm moving on to eyebrows, and the eyebrow product I'm using is something else you could probably all guess. It's the Soap & Glory Brow Archery pen, but before I put that onto my eyebrows, I'm just going to quickly brush through them with a spoolie. Then I'm going to go in with the felt tip side, work my way through my eyebrows. You know exactly how I do them by now. And if you don't and you're new to this channel, hello, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. And this is basically the only eyebrow product I ever use, so there's a heads up for you. The next step I always do is set my eyebrows with a setting gel. This is the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Plumper. It's just clear and I just go through my eyebrows and make sure that they are set in place. Then I'm going to get started on my eye makeup. So as always, I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Original palette. I love this so much, and I'm going to take the shade Virgin, which is this one up here. I've almost used it all up. It's basically a really pretty pale pink colour, and it just looks really lovely as a base colour on the eyes. I'm using one of my rose golden Zoeva brushes. This is the Luxe Soft Crease brush, and I'm just going to take a bit of the shade Virgin, and I'm going to pop that all over my eyelid. I really need to buy a separate eyeshadow in the shade Virgin because I've almost run out of this and I don't know what I'll do when I completely run out, so someone remind me to buy a individual eyeshadow in that shade. Next I'm using my Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Naked, which is this one here. It's a really pretty matte pale brown, and what I do is just apply that kind of to the middle and the outer corner of my eye. I don't take it into the inner corner because I want that to stay really bright, so I just apply it sort of on the outer edge. I'm then going in with my contour shader brush, which is a really lovely like little angled brush, and I'm going to take the shade Buck, which is this one here. It's a matte brown but it's a little bit darker than Naked, and I'm just going to take a little bit onto the brush, tap off the excess because this is really pigmented, and I'm going to put the brush right into my crease and just kind of dot it on because I don't want it to be too dark, and then bring it down as well, kind of joining up to the lash line. At the same time, you want to have any sort of blending brush in your hand just to keep blending it out. So the last step is to take a flat brush, and this is the Luxe Classic shader, and I'm going in with the shade Half Baked, which is this one here. Very pretty golden shade, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that, tap off the excess, and then just sort of dot that onto the middle section of my eye, and this is just going to help make my eyes look really, really blue, and just add a little bit of shimmer. The next step is to go in with a little bit of liquid eyeliner. It's the Soap & Glory Supercat liner. I'm just going to do 2 really little flicks. And then bring out a tiny little line like that. I put the pen back onto here and sort of drag it in towards my eye. And then going to curl my eyelashes. These are actually new eyelash curlers I picked up in Kiko, was in Brighton, and I really, really like them. They're much better than my old ones. I think my old ones had just got a little bit too knackered, had been used too many times. But these, you hardly need to kind of put any pressure on them at all, and they really do curl your eyelashes. I'm then using some mascara. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I started using it again recently, and I've just remembered how much I love it. So I literally just need 1 coat of this because it's so good. It really gives my lashes a lot of volume and length, and just makes them look amazing without being sort of too thick and full. Okay, next step is to brighten up the underneath of my eyes. I'm going in with the Bourjois Radiance Reveal Concealer, and I'm just going to pop a little bit like that underneath both of my eyes, and then blend that out with my beauty blender. And I'm going to quickly set that in place using the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I just pop a little bit into the lid. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques setting brush, get a little bit of the powder, and just dust that underneath my eyes, and that's just going to stop the concealer from creasing, and it just tidies everything up a little bit. It makes it look a lot nicer. I'm also just going to quickly set my nose while I'm there as well. Pop a little bit on my chin, and bring it up onto my forehead as well, because I feel like I kind of want a bit of a mattified makeup look today, apart from highlighter obviously. So the next step is to apply a little bit of contour to my face. I am going to be using my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette because I'm in love with it. I use the Real Techniques Bold Metals 300 brush, and I take the shade, and I take this shade up here, which is Medium Cocoa, and I just take a little bit onto the brush, dab off any excess, and then just pop it underneath my cheekbones and really, really blend it upwards. And up here onto my forehead. As you can see, it just looks like quite natural, and it's a really, really great one if you've got pale skin like me, because it's quite a light contour shade, so it works really, really well. So that's the contour done. I'm then going to take the shade Light Cocoa, which is basically a very pale powder, and I'm going to use the same Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to pop that kind of on the tops of my cheekbones and then underneath my eyes, and I just kind of use this as a base for my highlighter, because it's a matte powder, so it's not going to actually highlight me. It just kind of makes the area a bit lighter in preparation for the highlight. I'm also going to pop a little bit here just underneath the contour to kind of make it stand out a little bit. Okay, now time for some actual highlighter. I'm using the Mary Lou-manizer by the Balm. I'm just going to take this same setting brush and pop a little bit of that on my cheekbones. Oh, I just love it so much. I really hope it picks up on camera because it doesn't normally. I feel like you can see that. I really hope you can. Next, I'm just going to use a little bit of blusher because I feel like switching things up a little bit, and I have actually been using this quite a bit at the moment, but this is Benefit's Dallas blusher. I'm going to take that on a Zoeva Luxe highlight brush, and I'm only going to take a tiny little bit because it's really, really pigmented. Tap off the excess and then just pop it onto the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so the last step is lips, and I'm going in with a lip liner first. This is the Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in the shade Addiction. And then for lipstick, I'm using MAC's Faux lipstick, which is a satin. It's just like a really pretty sort of darkish nude colour, and I've been wearing this a lot recently. So then as a last step, I just go back in with some of the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist and I just spritz that all over my skin just to keep my makeup in place throughout the day. So that is my makeup complete. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please subscribe to this channel if you're new and you'd like to see more videos from me. I hope you're all doing really well, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video a lot, and leave any comments down below or anything like that. Let me know what makeup you've been loving recently, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye!